Yes, people, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. This is just a little bit of an upload. We need to discuss some topics that need to be discussed. So before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's talk about some likely January transfer targets for Arsenal Football Club. Now, some of these transfer targets I am not a fan of. Some of them I am a fan of. So let's get into it. So first things first. Evan Ferguson on loan is a potential January transfer target for Arsenal. He's currently not getting much game time at Brighton, and he is a striker who's quietly sought after, but I am not interested in him on loan. At this moment in time, I think he could improve us, but not really that much of an upgrade on Kai Havertz at this moment in time, I don't think. Number two, Marcus Rashford. I don't want anything to do with Marcus Rashford, and there has been rumors that have come out and said that Arsenal, a move for Marcus Rashford is going to be very difficult to materialize, and I am very hopeful that we will not be looking at Marcus Rashford, and we will not be serious about moving in for Marcus Rashford. So hopefully this never happens. Number three, bryan mbeumo. Bryan mbeumo would cost a lot of money, I think. Brentford would put in would ask for a ridiculous price tag for mbeumo at this moment in time. I don't know exactly how much he's being spoken about. Let me check. Bryan mbeumo, they are speaking about 50 million for Bryan mbeumo. That 50 million could be utilized so much better than signing Bryan mbeumo. But let me know, would you guys sign Bryan mbeumo for 50 million? And would Brentford sell him in January? Would Brentford even sell him in January? This is just another player Arsenal are linked to at this January window, and I just think that is not realistic. Now, Dusan Vlahovic has been linked to Arsenal, and from speaking to some people who watch the Serie A, like Judge Mo, they tell me the guy's a bum. They tell me the guy's a bum. The guy is useless. He has a terrible first touch. People tell me he's worse than Lukaku. So why would we even seriously go in for him if the guy is that bad and he's worse than Lukaku and he's a bum and he's this, he's that? It just sounds like a bunch of transfer links from like a couple years ago, which they keep the stories. They just keep the story, keep going. They keep recycling that same story, and it's just starting to get annoying. I don't think we're actually interested in him at this moment in time. Now, there is some more links. Before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's talk about the next one, Nico Williams. Nico Williams is somebody that Arsenal are ready to trigger the release clause and make a blockbuster move for Nico Williams in the January window. But the reports are coming from one of the more unreliable sources, which is a Twitter journalist named Steve. So as long as it's Steve that's reporting this, I don't believe it. But some major publications like Goal are coming out and saying Arsenal back in for Nico Williams. I believe that Arsenal have money and are ready to find and sign a player. Arsenal can afford the Euros winner in January, so we can afford him, but will we pull the trigger? That is another question totally in itself. And you know what? He has not had the best of seasons, to be fair. Nico Williams only got 1 goal, 3 assists in the league in 17 games. Not the best for a team that needs to add attacking talent to the squad. Now, the next one is, of course, none other than the man himself, Leroy Sané. We've been linked to him so many times. He's now 28 years old, former Man City player. In 11 games, he's already contributed 3 goals, 1 assist. He has been somebody who's been consistent in his time at Bayern. He's already played in the Premier League and has had good seasons in the Premier League as a youngster. How would he do if he came back? And would it be a loan deal? Would it be a permanent deal? We'll have to wait and see. But rumors are flying around that Bayern will renew his contract for Leroy Sané, and there's also people saying that he could potentially be leaving the club if and Manchester United are emerging as a potential target. Liverpool are emerging as a potential target. Arsenal, of course, are emerging as a potential target. We're gonna have to see what happens with Leroy Sané, but this is another player I'm gonna have to ask you guys: would you guys really want Leroy Sané? Let me know in the comment section. Would you take Leroy Sané at Arsenal? Now, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. The next player we're going to talk about is a Real Madrid wonder kid, none other than the 19-year-old Turkish sensation, Arda Güler. He has played 14 games in La Liga this season, 1 goal, 3 assists, similar to Nico Williams. This is a player who would potentially be going out on loan, and the talent in itself could potentially be a difference maker, somebody who can come into this team and give us adequate cover for Bukayo Saka potentially, adequate cover for Odegaard potentially. But some people saying, is he that much better than Ethan Nwaneri? He is definitely much more developed than Ethan Nwaneri, has played much more games at the top level than Ethan, and could potentially be a difference maker. But the honest truth is, how many top clubs do you see like loan out players? We need to start looking at actual transfers that can make a difference. Arda Güler potentially could be a loan deal that could be interesting to us, and we'll have to wait and see what happens. But do you like Arda Güler as a player who could come into this Arsenal team in the short term and make a difference as a loan, or would you rather just try to go and get a big signing in this upcoming transfer window? Because to me, I like Arda Güler, but it depends what the actual contract situation looks like. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want him, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a guaranteed slam dunk of a transfer that we have to do it, bloody bloody blah, because that is not the case at all. Now there is something big that we've just heard, something that have just come out of absolutely nowhere, and we've heard some major news. Now, before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen, as there is news around none other than the man himself, Kabu. Kubu. Kubu is a Real Sociedad right winger, right, of Asian descent, who has been a Japanese descent, in Japanese international, who Arsenal are apparently openly interested in. Now, to be clear, this is what's been reported. Arsenal are considering the signing of Real Sociedad winger Kubo this winter. The Japanese international is aware of Arsenal's interest and is open to joining. Now, just because he's aware of the interest and he's open to joining does not mean that we can get the deal done with the team. Now, just for clarification, Arsenal historical interest, particular knows agents drum up interest in his clients, and the player has a 60 million release clause, decent amount, and is owed to Real Madrid. The Spanish sources speculate, as of today, they don't expect any major departures from Real Sociedad this winter, and a current Premier League player has talked to Kubu about life in England, one to watch. So we will have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But at this moment in time, he does have a release clause. It is an interesting situation, and we just have to wait and see if this gets escalated. Now, I don't know enough about Kubu to say anything negative about him, but in 18 games this season in La Liga, he has himself 3 goals and not really pulling up trees, not really having the most spectacular season yet. But hey, I don't think this is what we need, to be fair. We need somebody who's going to come in and make a difference, and I don't know if Kubu is going to make a massive difference, in my opinion. Now, there is also rumors about Marseille potentially getting Jakub Kiwior, and to be fair, if Jakub Kiwior is sold, maybe we can reinvest that money into the club. But in no way or form do I let him go on loan with an option to buy or anything stupid like that. If we're going to get rid of somebody in January, we need to get cash in hand for that to happen, unless it's somebody who's really on the fringes that we don't want anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. We already spoke about Omar Marmoush and everybody else yesterday, so hopefully we can get more information on that. But this is the second January transfer window video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comment section, would you take anybody from today's transfer video? I'm out, people. Peace.